Alrighty everyone, this is going to be a little bit different of a Plan With Me video. I feel like I've said that the last couple videos that everything's a little bit different, but I'm just trying some new stuff. In this one I did the time-lapse first, so you can watch that if that's the only part you really like in Plan With Me videos, you watched it. I wanted to compare both April and May at the end this time, because sometimes I feel like Plan With Me videos are, you see it at the beginning, you do the time-lapse, and you see the end, but you never really see how it changed for real month to month, until like maybe you see it on Instagram and you look at it that way. So, for this video, I'm actually going to be showing you both April and May at the same time, so you can see how I've done all of my little tweaks, because I actually had this little piece of paper. This is all the changes I made pretty much toward the beginning of April that I already knew I was going to make for May, and I thought it was kind of interesting that I wanted to keep all the same things, but I was literally just tweaking certain things. So, to go on that list, I am just deciding to just go over it spread by spread rather than as a whole. So, if we look at April and May planning, pretty much same thing. I actually really like how this header and then the 4 sections actually looks. Because for a while I was changing it every month, but I actually really like this layout for that, so I'm actually going to keep it. Intro page, a little bit more extra this time. They're actually both pretty extra, but you know. Then if we go to the monthly, in this one I had just the 1-page vertical calendar and the goal page, and I had good intentions with this spread, but I really didn't use it. I really didn't like it after I had made it. That's kind of how all of April kind of went. It was like the second I inked it, I didn't like it. I changed my mind. So that's pretty much what May is about. It's just me tweaking all the things I realized I didn't like the second I inked it. So instead of this, it's now this. So I went same vertical weekly, just different sections. I always really liked whenever I had just the work and personal, but now that my work section is getting kind of crazy because I am now full-time at my job, it's just hard to remember everything. So I have all the tasks and stuff I have to get done at work every week now. I have my personal, which is just random stuff. I don't have really a life, actually. I actually forgot to put D&D and some other stuff on there, but I'll do that later. And then I added this finances spread. So on this one I added my income just because I wasn't really using it on my finances spread, so I just nixed the finances spread altogether. And after I did that, I realized I didn't really like it because I realized I still actually kind of looked at it. So I am putting finances all throughout my monthly stuff. It seems silly, but I want to start tracking it more, so I think if I put it in just as many places as possible, I'm just somehow going to look at it. And I actually really like how this looks. I already like how it feels. I like the layout. I like the fact that I can see exactly what's going on every day if I just look across. And now I can see when all of my finances are due, and I can see whenever my payday is, and I can track my income within that. So I pretty much just kind of put my income tracker inside my monthly calendar, and I really like it. But sometimes this for me is just hard to see, like, where in the month we are. I know it's silly, it's dumb, but that's just how my brain works. So I just added this cute little calendar down here. It's really just for show and for me to see, oh, we're in the second week. It's this far into the month, whatever. Going on to the task list, I pretty much have it set up spread for spread in this one. The task list looks a lot different. I did not like how this turned out. I was going off of a spread or two that I had found on Instagram that I really, really liked, but I did not like how this turned out at all. Did not like it. Never really looked at it until, maybe once a week I looked at it. Just really didn't like it, really didn't like how it was feeling. It didn't look as nice as the one I did in March, which was, where'd it go? It's somewhere in here. Like this, where it took up the entire page. I remember looking at it a lot because I actually really liked it. Did not like it, so didn't really use it. and I really like how this looks. So up here I just have a little Happy Mail section, just because I'm really focusing on doing regular Happy Mail rather than having it all pile up and then have to like do it all and send it all at once. I've been doing really good lately about doing it in shifts rather than all at once. So I just have a little mini collection pretty much right there, but it's also tasks, so you know it works. And then Caitlin of Sunshine and Stationery, my Bujo bestie, or one of them anyway. I have lots of them, but she was my first one. She was my first Bujo bestie. She actually talked about the Alistair method, and this is kind of both based on her and Bujo_KDM Kristen. She's amazing. So the Alistair method is where I found from Caitlin. Like, she had mentioned it. I read the article. I liked how it seemed to work, so I did my own little take on it with Bujo, Adult, and Home, and then all the things I have to do for this month. And then Kristen, this is where she comes in, she actually did a habit tracker a couple times, I believe, where instead of dots or filling in squares, she did little dashes, and I really liked how that looked, so I made it so that way I would get to do that too. So that's what I did. Yeah, this just, I don't know, this just looked really boring to me, and I just really didn't want anything to do with it anymore, so I went to this, and I actually really like it. I like how it turned out. I like how clean it looks, how nice and organized it looks. I can easily see my goals on here, where here I feel like it's a little bit cramped. So yeah, that's how that changed from that to that, and I'm really excited to see how this actually helps me and how it works. Moving on to the social media page. Really not much difference. I still have my Instagram and YouTube calendars that are just the little itty bitty calendars with the numbers of the week, and then the box for the start and end of my follower count and subscriber counts. Still have that. Actually, it's surprising. It doesn't really stand out as much without the drop shadow. I might add one. I'm not entirely sure yet. Still have the stats. Pretty much this whole, from here up is basically the same. Literally the same thing. I even did the same line. I didn't even realize that. Anyways, so that's basically the same. And then down here in April, I had just videos for this month and next month. I had put a hopeful little 3 boxes, hoping I would get into my blog again, and it's just not happening, guys. I'm sorry. I wish I was a blogger. I really do, but writing is just not my strong point, and finding time to just create a blog post that actually makes sense with how scrambled my brain is half the time, it's way too hard for me to keep up with. So I'm probably going to be getting rid of the blog for a while. I already have already, but I'm just not going to even try promising stuff for it anymore. It's just not worth it to me. I'd much rather put it into videos and live streams. So rather than having this entire section for videos, I've actually put the videos just over here with video plans, and you know, this month is up here, next month is down here, so I can easily plan for both May and June and just kind of figure out the order I want to upload them in, which is pretty much what I do here. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but pretty much over here I have it in pencil at first, what I plan on uploading in what week. This time I actually kind of messed up because I did 5 weeks instead of 4, but I figured maybe I would have an extra video in there on a Monday somewhere, and I just never did. So kind of screwed me up a little bit there, and I'll be kind of rushing this video, but not really, it's fine. And then over in the next month column, toward the end of the month, I would then pencil in my plans for that. And I never really ink those, because once I ink them, that means I've already filmed, edited, and uploaded it, so it kind of keeps me accountable, like, oh, these are what I have done, kind of thing, rather than inking it, thinking I'm going to do it, and then falling behind and not actually doing it, you know what I mean? Like, I've done that before. I've fallen down that rabbit hole where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it, and then, like, I ended up not doing it, so that's pretty much what I do for there. So I'll just do the same thing here, and usually Plan With Me's, I usually put there ahead of time anyway, on like the second to last one or the very last one. Looks like we still have 4 weeks in May, so 4 videos for that, and then I might do an extra one at the bottom here, don't know yet, but that's just a section over here. And then rather than trying to force the blog, I've been wanting to do more Instagram live streams, and I have a lot of fun with them. I don't get very many viewers that actually stick around, but I know a lot of people do go back and watch because, you know, time zones suck and are a thing. So I'm trying to get more in the habit of doing live streams, so I have a little tracker here just to tell me what I did that live stream so I don't do the same thing too many times. Weekly spreads are pretty much going to be the main thing I do. Since I do videos on YouTube for my Plan With Me's, I will never really do a Plan With Me live stream, I don't think, unless you guys want to see that, but I know for a fact it's going to take me longer than an Instagram hour to do so. So my live streams on Instagram I'm going to be trying to have on Fridays, since Friday is my now only day off during the week besides Sundays. If I miss Friday, I'll most likely do it on Sunday, but Fridays are more likely to be the day I live stream. So I just have a little tracker there for that. So that's really the only difference between April and May. Yeah, pretty much. And then I had this section down here and I didn't really know what to do with it, so honeycomb. And moving on to memories. Pretty much I'm doing the same thing as Bujo on the Moon. In March I had actually done more of how it's supposed to look with it in the middle and you branch out of it. This one I did kind of the same thing, it's just I went up because mushrooms. So these are just all of my memories. I plan on probably sprouting a few more up toward the end of the month. And pretty much same concept, but I'm bringing back the middle where I can branch out with a little bee. So that's the difference there. And I'm bringing back my finance tracker, my finance spread anyway. But in April I had totally gotten rid of the finance thing. I added it to, too far. I had added it to my monthly with this little color code and added it here, but the colors were all kind of like similar, so it was kind of hard to figure out what was coming up when. That's a mistake on my part. I should have made it red or something so it actually stood out, but I didn't ever really look at it. And then I had the expenses page, which is actually inspired by Holly Loves Planning, and I kind of screwed up on this spread. I didn't realize it until I started using it, and I was like, wait, why do I have none? Like, I wouldn't just mark none, you know, there's more than 31 boxes, whatever. And I realized that my brain was thinking monthly for the color code, but then just amount of expenses for that month rather than day by day. So I made it a little calendar on my finances spread with a now better color code that doesn't look completely the same. So now I will be going day by day and saying if I spent any money, if I spent none, if I spent a lot. You know, there's just going to be an easier time for me to figure out what I'm spending when and when the biggest days are that I spend, and I hope after a few months I'll be able to see maybe a correlation or something. And then the rest of it is pretty much just my usual, my bills, and then the calendar that shows which days they come out. And for once, I think this is the first time ever, none of them have fallen on the same day. I'm pretty sure none are on the same day, because every other time I've done a finance tracker, I've had to do like a couple rings of color because they just for some reason all fell on the same day. And this is the first time it hasn't, so it actually looks like I have bills, guys. It actually looks like I pay on things. And I have an additional thing down here for my credit card. I didn't have one last month until a few days ago, actually. I'm recording this on the 22nd of April, so I got it a couple days ago. And I've never had one. This is my very first one, so I'm really kind of wanting almost a full spread for my credit card. But I'm trying right now just to see if I can just put a total on here, and that will help me remember for next month that, hey, you have to pay that, don't put any more on it, kind of thing. So that'll probably get filled out more toward the 31st of May, most likely, since I'll have 6 days to, like, either transfer money over or pay it or something. I haven't decided I haven't, like, messed with my credit card and my app and stuff to see if I could get payments just, like, regularly taken out. You know, I still have to set all that up, so that's also on my to-do list, but I'm just, for now, starting out with just a total due kind of thing. So, that is how that has changed. So, as you can see, like I said, finances, I have it here, and I have it here. So, no matter which end of my monthly spreads I am looking at, I am most likely going to see some sort of finance something or other. And this is, again, mainly just because I want to just be more aware of where my money's going. And I suck at budgeting. I spend more money when I try and budget than when I'm not. It's like, if I try and budget, I spend the money that I can see on the screen. Plus some, but when I don't even try, I don't spend any money. Like, I don't know why, it's just how it goes. So, I'm not gonna fight it. If all I need is a list of my bills to tell me when stuff's coming out and I won't spend any extra money, I'm good. So, I hope you enjoyed this kind of style of playing with me. I've never really seen too many like it, just because it's usually, here's April, here's time-lapse, here's May, you know, or some, you know, whatever month it is, or just a time-lapse and then showing it off. But I really wanted to show how I've fixed the issues I've had, because I get a lot of questions saying, you know, oh, I tried this, but I need it to do this, how can I change it? Well, I figured maybe this would show some examples of, oh, I did this, but here's how I fixed it over here, kind of thing. So let me know if you like this style. Give it a thumbs up so I know you liked it. Comment if you have any questions or anything, comments. Whatever you want to share down there, let's have a conversation. Subscribe for more videos and hit the little bell if you want to get notifications for when I upload. I'll be sharing all of these spreads on my Instagram throughout May. So if you want more updates on that, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Haley Journals, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye bye, peeps!